Sean O'Connell Show continues, and something we all look forward to every week now, Dishin with Devon. That's what we're going with for now. Devon Dampier, QB number one, your Utah Utes here in studio with us for another conversation about what is coming, and it is game week, Dev. Tell me how that feels for a guy who's about to take his first snaps in a Utah uniform officially.
Yeah, it's exciting. We've been waiting for this moment for a long time, since I went in the transfer portal. It's always, what team am I going to pick and play for? And the Utes is where I chose, and, I'm just excited to get on that field.
So tell me how this process of game week differs from, spring camp, obviously, fall camp. You do your install, but now it's game week, right? And Coach Witt is a man of routine. So tell me what this process has been like, how similar it is to what you were doing at New Mexico, et cetera, when it comes to the actual game week preparation.
Yeah, I think the preparation is very similar. I think Coach Witt gave, Coach Beck kind of the freedom of the offense just to run things the way he likes. And, we've kind of continued in a way. But obviously, you go against the opponent, just a lot more film on, what you're going against and, just going against different coverages, what you could possibly get in the game and, just be prepared for any situation.
Do you have your first 10 plays scripted? Have they already figured that stuff out, the opening sequence?
We ain't got it fully figured out yet, but
okay.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
How collaborative is that effort? Like, do you and Coach Beck sit down and he says, what do you think about this? What would you like to do here? If we get into what 3rd and 2 here, what are we going to do? Or is he just saying, like, this is what it is, study this up, let's run it?
Yeah, it's definitely a mixture. It's a mixture of what's going to make me comfortable after the first drive and then also what's going to give us just details on how they want to play against us and things like that. So it's a good mixture between the both.
How do you handle mental preparation? Obviously, the practice and the film study and all that stuff is somewhat dictated by the coaching staff. But you as an individual, like some guys are big into, personal mantras, visualization, whatever it is. How do you handle your own individual mental preparation?
Yeah, I think throughout the week, just definitely looking at film and, just being able to see yourself making plays and being able to hit throws and just things like that, just mentally see yourself doing it. But mentally, I try to stay away from football, like outside of my time. And then obviously it's hard film. And then, after I feel like I put in the hours that I needed to that day, I try to stay away from it. Just try not to let it overfill my mind that, the big game's coming up.
Well, I mean, for us fans, there's this level of anticipation, right? And I think you can sometimes fail to appreciate it. It is for you all. It's a full-time job. And every one of us, when we have a full-time job, we want our break. We want to get away from that thing, whatever it is. So what is the break time for you? Are you playing video games? Are you cooking? What is the thing that takes football out of your brain?
Yeah, it's definitely been with my friends the last, just couple of days for sure. We go get eats. We find somewhere to go eat and just talk, be boys. And then I tend to always call my family too. Just check in. My brother's at Jacksonville right now and my parents and little brother's in Arizona. So it's just always good for us to hop on the phone and just talk a little bit.
And they know to not bring it to football? Because I would imagine, like, if I'm your friend not on the football team and we're going out to eat, I'm probably sitting down like, all right, what's the first play going to be? Like, if I don't know, your uncle or your brother or something, when you make that phone call, I'm probably bugging you about football.
Yeah, no, they definitely they never overdo it for sure. My parents are always, obviously they care just as much as me. Just how's practice? How's practice today? Are you excited? Is everything good? And then we just talk about whatever.
Have you noticed a major difference in your teammates, especially the guys who've been at Utah longer than you have, when it comes to this week now, flipping that switch into game mode, into game prep mode, versus what you've already experienced in the overall preparation?
Yeah, I think just fall camp allowed people to already kind of get in that mindset. I think we try to activate that mindset earlier, just so when game week come around, people don't just change up and stuff like that. So I feel like we've been very consistent. Energy's still just been as high as first day of fall camp. So it's been good practices.
Devon Dampier is our guest here on the Sean O'Connell Show, Utah's #1 sports talk. Culligan Water of Salt Lake City presents Experience the Culligan Difference. You can see, by the way, the new Culligan cooler in our Broadway studios if you're watching us on YouTube. Uncommon Education Trading. Trade smart, be free. If you're looking for some day trading advice, check them out at Uncommon Education. Polylift for your concrete lifting and piering. Who am I forgetting, James? ARUP Blood Services, of course. Give local, save local. Everyone wants to jump on board the Dishin with Dev. We got the sponsors. All right, let's talk about UCLA as an opponent. Now, coming from a group of 5 school, we expect that this level of competition will be higher. But it's not like you didn't play. You played Washington State. You played Arizona. You played Auburn. These are all established P4 programs, although poor Washington State got left in the dust with the whole realignment thing.
I know.
So you have faced this level of competition in the past, but what are you expecting from UCLA based on your own experiences against Power 4 opponents in the past and, of course, the film that you've watched? Is it going to be a faster, more dangerous defense than you're used to, or are you already in that mode because of what you've been doing in practice?
Yeah, I definitely feel like last year I definitely, played against that already, and I feel like I got better throughout the games that I played in, and just our defense is like that. I back them boys up because that our defense is for real. So I feel like they got me up to speed for sure, and UCLA is going to be a good team. They got a lot of new players, so not fully sure what the player depth's going to look like, but just going out there and they're going to ball out just as we want to.
We always try to articulate what the difference is when you level up, right? When you go from high school to college football, it's a massive jump. Never had to do the college to NFL, but everyone tells you that it's a massive jump. The difference in levels between FCS, Division I, Group of 5, Power 5 is harder, I think, for people to truly understand. You know the difference.
Yeah.
How significant is it? And what is the biggest difference?
Yeah, I think obviously the biggest difference is always the trenches. I mean,
yeah,
the linemen get about 2-3 inches taller, and
yes.
the defensive side, they're 2-3 inches taller, and they're also running closer to your speed, closer to the skill guy speed. So that's probably the biggest jump, and then just the consistency and just the knowledge the players have on the field. You could tell linebackers are a little bit more able to read your eyes, and it's kind of no coverage a little bit more when you play against the higher levels. And just corners and safeties, just a lot more consistent every play.
The quarterback situation at UCLA is not all that different than the quarterback situation at Utah, right? Transfer comes in, a guy that everybody in the country was interested in. Nico ends up choosing UCLA. He didn't bring his coordinator with him, but he does have a new coordinator. You're playing against the defense, but it's a quarterback matchup. It's dueling it out against the guy who was a 5-star prospect and all that. Does that mean anything to you? Do you internalize that at all? Do you look across and see, I'm going to outplay that quarterback, or is it more about the safeties, linebackers, et cetera?
Yeah, obviously for my part, it's always just about the defense and, let's go score points. But, that's why you love playing against other good quarterbacks. You love to be in the game and, you guys are going back and forth. And, the competitive nature in me is, I always want to come up on top when it comes down to me and another quarterback.
It's still early enough in the week. So, you're not mentally all the way in game mode yet, but are you nervous? Is it? I'm talking about on game days in general. Are you someone that, you wake up and you got a little bit of jitters, you got to go get a run in order to get it out? How do you handle actual game day and the nerves or the pressure associated with it?
Yeah, for the most part, like I really don't talk too much during game day.
Okay.
At least just leading up to the game. Obviously I try to help. When I talk to other players, it kind of helps me get my jitters out. So definitely before the game, I make sure I go up to, all my guys and just make sure I give them small talk. And normally they give it back. And, that just tends to get the nerves out a little bit. And, when game time comes, I pray before I get on that field and got to be ready. You know what I'm saying?
We were talking earlier in the week about the level of expectation to set for Utah football, the level of expectation to set for individual play. We have never seen, I mean, I don't know how much you all are paying attention to it, but Spencer Fano is getting more love in a preseason than any Ute probably has ever gotten. ESPN's list came out. He was the 7th best overall player, regardless of position, in all of college football. Now, what little I know about him, he handles that as well as I can imagine from an external perspective. You're a lot closer. You have these locker room conversations. How much of the expectation on certain individuals, yourself, Spencer, Lander, etc., is even part of the conversation?
Yeah, I think us as a group, we're very down-to-earth guys. Even just hanging with them, there's never you never get the feeling of, somebody's trying to up you or someone feels like they're better than you. That's just something we don't live by that. I think they're great people, honestly, and they don't let the preseason get to them too much at all. They know that just like me, this is the year. You just got to prove that to be right. So, just talking about Spencer, I think Spencer's one of the most humblest guys I know personally, and just the way he goes about practice and the energy level, and he's never slacking. He's always doing extra. So to be in that category and continue to grind and chase it, I love it.
Can you see that as a real possibility that when it's all said and done, when we're talking, in December, he is the best offensive tackle or the second best offensive tackle in the country?
Yeah. That's not shocking to me at all. I fully believe that's what's going to happen.
What about Caleb? How far behind is he, if he's behind at all?
They go back and forth. They're always, we're on the same team, but when competition and stuff goes on, they're always going against each other. So it's fun. It's fun to watch, and I think they're kind of neck and neck. They're getting there.
The last conversation we had, you told us that you squatted 595 pounds this summer. I don't know if you saw the social media reaction to that. People were like, that can't be real. That's
really?
I mean, obviously Utah fans were like, oh, hell yeah. Our quarterback's got that kind of strength. And fans from every other fan base were just like, that's a lie.
Really?
Which is the exact reaction that you would expect. But of all the things that came out of that conversation, I was laughing that was the thing that really stuck out for me.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know why a lot of people don't believe I can do it when I first say it. It's kind of funny, and then a video gets leaked or something. Somebody sees me squatting, and they're like, "Oh, no way." So
I want to try to do that with every one of these conversations. Devon Dampier ran a 4.14 in the 40-yard dash. Just let's throw out some shocking numbers and scare people or something. See if we could get those to go viral, James. That don't actually. Devin didn't say that. That was me being facetious. Everybody.
4.14.
Don't put that. Don't put that evil on Devin. That was me being ridiculous. All right. When you watch this UCLA team on film, is there any player or players that jump out at you? Coach Witt gave a couple of guys, and coaches always use numbers, of course, because that's all, they don't care about names. Number 58, you got to watch out for that guy. Have you noticed anyone on this UCLA defense that you're like, all right, I might have to pay a little bit more attention to where he's at?
Yeah, I think just breaking down, just obviously you got player by player. Our guys do a great job of breaking down each player. So, I think there's definitely some guys that jump out for sure. And I mean, I love competition, and I think when they stand out, that it's gonna help me have a more competitive game as well.
Have you been to the Rose Bowl before?
No, I have not. It's gonna be my first time.
So it is beautiful. It's wonderful. The views. It's great. The strangest thing, and I'm sure maybe you guys haven't talked about this. There's probably going to be as many Utah fans there as there are UCLA fans. UCLA does not travel their fans to their home games. It's weird. It's an hour away from campus, and I don't know. It's Labor Day weekend. It's going to be strange. So even though it's a road game, I expect that it's like kind of a neutral environment for you. Have you thought about that at all?
Someone just told me the other day that UCLA is like 40 hour away from campus. So sadly, a lot of students just don't go for them, which it is a drive. But hopefully, it being a late night game, first game, you expect them to get a little bit of something. But yeah, I heard you fans travel great, so I'm excited to see what that looks like.
Do you know what the uniform is yet?
I got an idea. I thought it was red, white, red.
Okay. You get to help decide, right? The leadership council.
Our captains do.
Only the captains.
Yep. Our captains handle that.
Do you like put in a good word? Be like, talk to your
I just make sure it's not terrible. You know what I mean? I let them handle it. You know, they earn the captain roles, so you know they make the decisions. But I just make sure it's not nothing too bad.
I guess captains were announced after our last conversations. Is that how you voted? Were those the 4 guys that you wanted to be captains?
Yep.
Yeah.
They earned that at the beginning when I first got here, and you know they definitely earned it throughout the time I was here as well.
How do they handle it? What is the traditionally captains are guys that are willing to be vocal, but not always the case. The Utah teams I was on, Alex Smith was a captain, didn't ever say a word. He was a quarterback, and he wasn't very vocal. You know what I mean? Hardly ever spoke. Morgan Scally, the defensive captain, he was the loud guy. So how do they distribute that amongst themselves, those four official captains?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about all 4 of them is, you know, they're the same guy every day. And I think consistency and just being able to be the same guy every day, that means a lot just to your leadership and your character. And, I just think, you know, they carry themselves well, and they're able to bring people along with them well as also. So just to be able to lead the groups that they do and how the group responds, it's great leadership.
How has Coach Witt been during this game week? Is he exactly what you expected he would be now that you're rounding into the actual season?
Yeah, you know, I think Coach Witt's a guy that you know, he doesn't let us slack at all. He's always honest for sure, but he's a little bit more relaxed, which I thought he would be. You know, just he's been in this for a lot of years.
21 years.
He knows what he's doing, and you know he doesn't question what he sees in his team right now.
Which of the defensive coaches do you talk to most? Because obviously, you know, a lot of your work is done only on the offensive side of the ball, but the dynamic usually exists where one defensive coach has a certain thing to say, or whether it's friendly banter, trash talk, actual constructive criticism, whatever. Which defensive coach has had the biggest impact on your time at Utah so far?
Yeah, it definitely swings between Shaw and Scally.
Okay.
Those are definitely the defense coaches I tend to talk to most often, just if it's about general talk or football questions. They're always right there in my corner.
So I'm throwing Devon Dampier's name out. You cannot be the player of the game. You cannot be the offensive MVP for this first game of the season.
Okay.
You can't vote for yourself. Who's it going to be? Who's going to be the guy that is most productive in a Utah uniform? Who's going to be the guy that puts points on the board against UCLA?
I think our running back should definitely get in that end zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think with the way our offensive line is and the way our running backs is, handing the ball off should be pretty good this game. So I'm expecting them to snap.
And I know we talked about this before, and you probably get asked this question every time someone puts a microphone in your face, but Coach Witt last week, or at the press conference this week actually, was asked about your role in the run game and how it was going to shape up, whether it was going to be scrambling versus designed runs. And he characterized it. He said, well, let's just start with 50-50. That's a good place to start. He is going to be active in design runs, but sometimes, you know, he's just going to take off and improvise and use his legs because that's one of the weapons that you provide for an offense. Is 50-50 about the way you see it? Is that the right split?
Yeah, for sure. I think I have a natural talent of being able to run the ball. So, you know, when the quarterback's able to run the ball, the numbers are, you know, a lot different. We get a +1 on our side. So, you know, runs are very efficient in that way. And, yeah, just scrambling, you know, defense is allowed to be good sometimes, and sometimes they do cover to play well. So, and, I mean, with my O-line, we're just going to see how much I have to really scramble. Sometimes, like, scramble is just sitting back there, and they're blocking for a long time. But, yeah, I mean, anytime I need to pull that ball down, I'm going to do it.
That was when he said that, my reaction to it was, if it's 50-50, I'll be surprised because this offensive line is supposed to be better than you having to take off 50% of the time. Now, I want to see you run the ball. I want to see you use your legs, but I'm also not on passing downs. I'm on passing downs, I want him sitting back there for 6 seconds, 7 seconds, getting the ball out or whatever, because no defensive backfield can cover for really more than 5 in my opinion.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, it's a long time for them to be covering, so the scrambling is definitely a great plus.
Are your receivers, now that it's game week, are they campaigning? Are they ramping up the, hey, I'm going to be open? Hey, this matchup is really good for me. Is anyone positioning themselves in your, subconscious, like, make sure you find me, whatever?
Yeah, I think I carry myself in a way where, like, they don't say that to me. So
you won't hear that from guys.
Yeah, but I definitely give them that. I definitely tell them like I've been seeing you get open this week. Like, keep it up. Obviously when game time comes, I'm gonna trust you on that field. So I always give them that reassurance.
How's the kicking game look?
Great.
Tell the truth, Devin.
I think if I get to the 40, I think we're getting 3 points. So
really,
yeah. So
that's a 57-yard field goal.
Yeah, I know. We got some
don't get me excited about something.
I'm just saying. I think if I happen to have a bad drive, I think we're gonna get bailed out quite a bit.
Okay. Yeah, it's one of those double-edged swords, right? Because you don't want to have to rely on a kicking game, but it's wonderful if it's there.
Yeah, for sure, and I think it's there for sure.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to it. A last message from Devon Dampier to the Utah faithful, the fans out there who've been waiting months and months and months to see what this version of a Utah offense with you at the helm is going to look like. Tell us.
Yeah, again, it's gonna look very exciting. I think a lot of players have been, showing out and preparing for this moment. So it's definitely gonna be a team effort to get this win. So it's gonna be fun.
How many points are you guys gonna score against UCLA?
My goal every game is always 3 passing, 1 rushing, and my running backs get 1 or 2. That's just always my mindset. But yeah, hopefully we hit that.
Okay, so if the running backs get 2, Devin gets 3 passing and 1 rushing, we're talking about 40-plus points in this game for Utah. And as we talked about when we went through everything by the numbers, if this team scores 40 points a game, that's with the defense that we expect, that is at least a 10-win season.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Dishin with Dev.
Dishin with Dev that's what we're calling it now. Devon Dampier, starting quarterback, just a couple days away. Just hold your breath a little bit longer. Christmas is right around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. Conversation with the starting QB is brought to you by Culligan Water of Salt Lake City. Experience the Culligan difference. Uncommon Education Trading. Trade smart and be free. Polylift Concrete Lifting and Piering. And ARUP Blood Services. Give local, save local. Thanks, Dev.
Thank you.
That's Devon Dampier. Lots left to get to on the Sean O'Connell Show. ESPN 700, 92.1 FM, proud part of Utah's ESPN Radio Network.